Roller coasters, you've got the tallest, the fastest, and the downright insane, all of which are known across the world for holding such amazing records. But have you ever wondered how many hair rollers can be put on during a roller coaster? Or how about the most countries named on a coaster? Here's 8 crazy coaster records with digital data.
The Wicker Man is currently experiencing
In the summer of 2012, German man Artyom Putsch, I can't pronounce names, managed to set the world record for being able to name the most capital cities on a roller coaster. Except he somehow messed it up and he ended up naming countries instead of capital cities. London is a country. Anyway, whilst riding Blue Fire at Europa Park in Germany, he was able to successfully name 27 countries, all of which he named within the course of a minute. And funnily enough, he is still the record holder for this, because why would anyone waste effort trying to beat it?
Back in the summer of 2012, when I was nothing but a mere toothpaste-eating child, coaster enthusiast Richard Rodriguez broke the world record for the longest coaster marathon ever. Over the course of 112 days, Richard rode the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach non-stop, and during his time on the coaster, Richard managed to take on 13,440 consecutive laps, and boy oh boy, he took this record seriously, so much so that he had to eat, drink and even sleep on the coaster. For every hour that he spent on the ride, he was allowed a short 5-minute break, and that was only so he could change, go to the toilet, shower, you know, the essentials. So this is safe to say this is one of the strange ones, but I strangely admire his dedication.
In 2003, 32 thrill seekers with the combined age of 2,408 years old rode the Big Dipper at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in order to set the new world record for the oldest roller coaster ride. All of those riding the Big Dipper had a combined age of that, but most of them were of average about 75 years old, and they completely smashed the original record for the oldest roller coaster ride, which had an average of about 69.5 years. Add 0.5 onto that and you get 70. We're PG around here. And if you're really that interested in it, the oldest person on the Big Dipper that day was Gene Seeley.
Okay, here's a spooky one for all of you over-obsessive Halloween nerds. Did you know that Dorney Park in Pennsylvania is currently the proud record holder for the most costume characters to ride a roller coaster? In August 2011, 330 people all arrived at the park dressed as zombies. They all took to Steel Forster Park's Morgan Hypercoaster, and during the evening, trains full of zombies were constantly dispatched in order to achieve this spooky record. To think this was all done to promote the park's Halloween event. And this gives me an idea. During Alton Towers Scarefest 2020, I suggest that we all dress up as Francis Jackson, ride the Smiler, and set the world record for the most people dressed as Francis Jackson on a roller coaster. I am so funny. Haha!
Have you ever wondered how much liquid can be spilled on a roller coaster? Me neither. Well, one German woman who apparently doesn't have a name attempted to beat that record for the most liquid retained on a roller coaster. She decided to try and beat the record on none other than Woden at Europa Park. Why would you choose it on a wooden coaster? It's just not going to go well. And lo and behold, she failed miserably. Unfortunately, there's no website that actually mentions the current record holder for this, but it really didn't matter because this woman was nowhere near succeeding, and despite that, she may have secured the bag and actually got herself the most liquid spilled on a roller coaster. So, great job there.
In March 2019, a large group of naturists headed down to Blackpool Pleasure Beach in order to beat the world record for the most naked people on a roller coaster. And of all roller coasters at the park, you know, you have Icon, big one, they decided to beat the world record on Grand National, which was sure to be an interesting experience for anyone that endured it. Anyway, an impressive total of 195 naturists rode the Grand National that night, completely obliterating the original record of 103 naked people on green screen at Adventure Island. Will this record be beaten again in the distant future? Who knows?
Roller coaster skates. Roller skates. You understand that? Yeah. In the summer of 2009, at Tripsdrill Park in Germany, a German man, Dirk, I'm bad at pronouncing that, thought it would be a great idea to set the world record for being the first ever person to skate on a roller coaster. And to make this possible, he had to fasten a pair of specially designed roller skates to the track of a coaster, and that was Mammoth, the park's highly regarded Gerstlauer wooden coaster. He skated down the entire layout within a minute, all whilst reaching speeds of up to 90 kilometers per hour. While skating on a roller coaster is a bit strange, it's hard not to appreciate how downright weird this is.
So you've heard of roller coasters and water, roller coasters and old people. How about roller coasters and hair rollers? On the 26th of June 2013, German twins Julia and Stephanie Müller were able to set the world record for the most hair rollers put on during a roller coaster. The record was achieved on Matterhorn Blitz at Europa Park, and funnily enough, the record was attempted in order to celebrate National Roller Coaster Day. If you're curious, they were able to put on 17 hair rollers between them during the reasonably short ride, and you know what? I'd be lying if I said I wasn't impressed. Oh, and here's a bonus one. At the same park, 2 German men attempted to beat the world record for the most eggs retained on a roller coaster. They failed.
Hi, my name's Francis Jackson. I'm Operations Director at Alton Towers.
Thank you so much for watching this video. A huge thanks does go to Dan, who did make this video possible. So if you haven't subscribed to him, then you really should. A link to his channel can be found in the description, so make sure that you check out his amazing videos if you haven't already. If you'd like to see more collabs on the channel, then be sure to let me know by liking, and if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, why not subscribe? Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.